Senator Rob Portman out of Ohio is with me live in Cincinnati. And Senator, good morning to you and welcome back here. What do you think of the comment there,
Bill? Thanks.
The Attorney General?
Well, it's interesting. He also said he thought that America was in a fundamentally better place than it was 50 years ago. I agree with him on that. I also agree with him there's more work to be done. I don't think, blaming the opposition to President Obama, which, by the way, is at record highs when you look at the polling data, blaming that on some sort of racial animus, I don't think helps us. I don't think it takes us in the right direction in terms of making progress on dealing with, this eternal issue we've got in America, which is being sure that we are doing everything we possibly can do to fight racism. So I don't think it's a constructive statement.
So why is he talking that way? He also said, people talking about taking their country back. I hear that from both sides, depending on who's in the White House and whether you agree with said administration or not. Go.
Again, if you look at the polling right now, a lot of people who voted for President Obama, who clearly don't have an animus toward him personally, they voted for him, are disappointed, and for good reason. Bill, we've got the weakest economic recovery we've had since the Great Depression. We've got people seeing their paychecks going down by about $3,500 on average. We're seeing higher costs for health care. And we're seeing, unfortunately, a country that's not coming together. The president hasn't been able to work with both sides of the aisle to get anything done. And so I think there's a lot of frustration and, there's a lot of opposition, and it's grounded not in some sort of animus toward him, but in the fact that, he just can't seem to get the results people are looking for.
Rob, I want you to look at the billboard a moment here, because part of your job is getting Republicans a majority in the Senate, right? Balance of power at the moment stacks up like this. You're at 53 Democrats, 2 independents that caucus with Democrats, and 45 Republicans. You're a 51 majority. Your magic number right now is 6 in order to take the majority in the Senate. As you scan the country and look at that right now, is this going to happen for Republicans or not? What do you think?
I think it looks good this year. And there are a couple reasons for it, Bill. As you know, one is just the math. There are more Republicans who are in safe seats, and there are more Democrats who are in tough seats. There actually is only 1 Republican up in a blue state, whereas there are 7 Democrats who are up in not just a red state, but a Romney red state. In 6 of those states, President Obama has less than 42% of the vote. So this year, the math and the map tend to work for the Republicans. And then finally, as I said a moment ago, there is a sense in the country we need to change direction. And that sense is not just about the president, it's also about the Senate. People see that the majority in the Senate right now is blocking legislation. We're not getting things done. We're not being permitted to offer amendments and have a real debate on issues. And all that helps, I think. So, I think sometimes we Republicans overpromise and underdeliver. But I will tell you, I think it looks very good this year. The final thing I'll mention is we've got some great candidates.
It sounds to me a little bit like you're saying it's too close to call. Is that a fair interpretation?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think it will be a bare majority. But I do think the chances are that we do get the majority. And I think it's, again, a function of the direction the country's headed, which most people think is going the wrong way, and the fact that we've got some awfully good candidates running this year.
Yeah. Why Cleveland? Republicans are headed there in the summer?
Oh.
How come?
Yeah, perfect choice. I'm really excited about it. I'm from Ohio. I lived in Cleveland as a kid, so obviously I have a little bias here, but I think it's a great choice. It's an emerging city in the heartland. There's no state that's more of a swing state than Ohio, so that's good. But it's also a city that's big, diverse, represents everything the Republican Party represents in the sense of, we're a big, diverse party, and we need to communicate that better. It'll be a great platform for us to talk about our agenda that affects every single family in America. We can help lift everybody up. And then finally, it's just a fun town. I don't know if you've been there recently, Bill, but Cleveland has got
they're doing
some
well.
great nightlife now.
And you Trump LeBron James announcement over the weekend, too. Final question. You're getting a lot of attention for when the announcement was made as of last week, and you will continue to get that attention rolling into the Cleveland Convention of 2016. You say if somebody's not willing to step up and do the things necessary to change America the way you want it, that you'll throw your hat in the ring. How seriously are you considering that?
Well, I'm up for re-election this same year, and that's what I'm planning to do. However, I have said consistently that, look, I do think the country's in trouble. I think we're in trouble in terms of the lack of opportunity and hope. I think we need someone who can bring this country together. As we talked earlier, the president has not done that effectively, even though he campaigned on that in 2008. And then finally, I'm concerned about the international situation. If you look at what's happening around the world, you all just talked about it, America's role in the world. We are, the one indispensable country. And so, I'll see who steps up. I think the Republican Party needs someone who is going to take that broader approach and ensure that people understand that our policies for economic growth, for getting America back on track, affect every family in America, and you know, we have to broaden the reach and the message in our party.
Yeah, I'm going to mark you down politically as a maybe. In television talk, that's a standby. So we shall stand by on that. We'll be back in touch with you. Thank you, Rob. Good to have you back here.
Thanks,
Rob
Bill. Good talking to you. And great first pitch, by